The Mechlands MC66 keyboard is simply awesome. It's packed with features we only expect to see out of a high-end keyboard while maintaining that budget-friendly price point. But I wouldn't say it's for everyone. Why, you may ask? Well, stay tuned because I've got a lot to say about this keyboard. For transparency, Epomaker did send me this keyboard for review, but as usual, it won't affect my review in any way. Like any product reviews I've made, I like to start off with the unboxing, and for the MC66, it's pretty basic. It comes with a manual, a keycap/key switch puller, extra switches, a Type-C cable, and of course, the keyboard. My first impression of it is that it is actually pretty heavy for a plastic keyboard, 1 kilogram to be exact. Though it's made of plastic, there's no flex whatsoever, and it certainly does not have that cheap plastic keyboard feeling to it. If you haven't noticed already, this is a 65% mechanical keyboard, which means there's not going to be a function row nor a number pad, but there is a set of arrow keys and a control knob on the top right corner. I have to say, the transparent keycaps really caught my attention at first. I thought it looked really cool, until I turned the RGB lights on. More on that later. Speaking of RGB, not only does the MC66 have per-key RGB, but it also has a chain of RGB lights surrounding the edge of the case here on the back side. Also on the back side, there's an on and off switch. Yep, this keyboard has Bluetooth, but it also has a wireless dongle for 2.5 GHz wireless connectivity. There's also 2 levels of height adjustment feet, which are made really well actually. I guess it's also important to note that this keyboard comes with another colorway with a few other options for the switches. Now, I can't speak for all of them, but the one I have is the Jellyfish switches by Kale. For my testing, I'd say they're alright. They do have a bit of wobbliness and scratchiness, but it's not that noticeable. Okay, so I've been using this keyboard for a week straight now, and there's definitely things that I like about it, but then there's also some that I don't. Let's start off with what I like. I love the 65% form factor of this keyboard. I never really found a need for an F-row nor the number pad, so I like my keyboards to be more compact. But when I do occasionally need to use the function keys, there are shortcuts to it which you can refer to in the manual. Second of all, I love the 3-way connectivity feature of this keyboard. It definitely comes in handy as Bluetooth is not always reliable. Now, I'm not saying I faced any Bluetooth connectivity issue, I didn't, but it's nice to know that there's more than one way for wireless connectivity. Third of all, for an all-plastic keyboard, the build quality is decent. It's heavy, sturdy, and there's almost no ping noise when typing. Usually, keyboard feet are the key component that determine if a keyboard is cheap or not, and to my surprise, these are actually made really well. The feet snap into place securely, and the rubber feet are really grippy. I also appreciate how this keyboard is hot swappable, meaning it will be easier for repairs, replacement, or even for fun if you want to try out different types of switches. Lastly, I have to talk about the price point. For all the wonderful features this keyboard has that we only expect to see out of a high-end keyboard, comes in at a shocking price of only $99. Now on paper, this keyboard is absolutely spec'd out, but there are some flaws that I found that stop me from recommending this to everyone. First of all, it's a transparent color scheme. Now I know the market has been going crazy over transparent keyboard parts lately, but I just don't think a full transparent keyboard is the way to go here, at least for me. I think it would look much better if just the keyboard case or just the keycaps is transparent. That's because this plastic material is a fingerprint magnet, and after typing for a while, you can see fingerprints all over it, which is not really a good look. Another reason why I don't really like them is because it doesn't really complement the RGB lights well. While it's on display, it looks alright, but once you actually start typing, the RGB lights become a huge distraction as it is directly shining towards your face. Overall, when the RGB lights are on, I think it just makes the keyboard look cheap, but when it's off, it's actually alright. Lastly, this might be a deal breaker for you if you don't want to modify your keyboard in any way, and that is the stabilizers. The stabilizers on this keyboard are honestly pretty bad. They rattle a lot, and it's not something easily ignorable, at least for me. Here's a quick typing demonstration. The standard and expectations for what a good mechanical keyboard is nowadays is high, and it's really hard for mechanical keyboards like this to have all these different features while maintaining a low price point. I'm not saying this keyboard is perfect, it definitely isn't, but if you're looking for a keyboard with all these different features and you have a tight budget, then I'd say this is definitely worth it and I recommend it to you. However, if you're looking for a premium mechanical keyboard that will last, then I probably won't recommend this keyboard for you. Yes, the transparent theme of this keyboard is appealing, but the legends are thinly printed on the keycaps. I can totally see them fading away in a year or two of daily typing. If Epomaker do decide to release an opaque version of this keyboard, I'm sure it's going to be more appealing to the wider audience. At the same time, I also understand that the targeted consumers are probably not keyboard enthusiasts like me who scrutinize every keyboard component there are. In fact, I'm sure most of the gripes I just had won't even be a concern to the majority of the consumers. So yeah, those are my thoughts and review of the MC66 keyboard by Epomaker. If you like this review, please feel free to like and subscribe, and if you thought I left out anything, then feel free to comment down below. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.